That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the blockbuster. Welcome to the club, cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world with a new theme song. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Ryan Thornton.
Episode 201, home of the new theme song.
Can you smell the new theme song?
I smell the newness.
Smells like new car.
And look, episode 201. It's not a fresh start, but a new theme song feels like we should try it out.
Try what out?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like a fresh start? You want to try out a fresh start?
A fresh start. Where Brian doesn't yell at me all the time.
Oh.
I did. That was only like an episode or two ago.
A fresh start.
Stop saying stupid shit and I won't yell at you.
All right, listen, nerds, it is time for our favorite segment where we take a look at the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see what's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
We have talked on this show extensively about shoes that are made for the nerds and purchased many of them and waiting for a few of them to come out, but Adidas has decided that they want to get skin in the game and have released Avengers Endgame Edition shoes. I gotta be honest, guys, these are really freaking nice. I like them a lot.
Most of them are pretty fucking ugly.
Really?
Yeah.
I have poor taste.
Bought shoes.
Give me the Thor Adidas, the marquee ones. Maybe the Nick Furies.
Well, the box is ugly.
Yeah, the box is terrible.
Oh no.
I've got a real problem with shoes that are this
No.
extreme. I mean, they're very, very, very.
They're loud.
No,
They're very
you can
loud
only
shoes.
wear them with certain clothes.
Well, like cosplaying, I think, really is the only
The Nick
thing.
Fury ones will work. The Nick Fury ones are
because you're
fine.
like all black guy, but like those Nick Fury ones are the most plain ones there.
I know.
The Thor X Adidas.
The rest are
marquee.
loud. They're very ostentatious.
No. Go down to the Thor.
Go
ones.
down to the Thor X
I'm
ones
looking
are
at the
really
Thor
good.
ones.
Those are not loud, dude. You throw them
No.
on under a pair of jeans, they're perfect.
Yeah,
I'm good with the Thor ones too, but like the freaking Captain Marvel ones and the
Oh.
Iron Man ones, no way. No freaking way.
You'd have to be wearing a red shirt to pull off those Iron Man shoes.
At least.
Like I don't
perhaps
see any other
gold
way around
pants.
it. The Black Panther ones are awful.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, CJ.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that
These
they
are
do that.
these are not. This is not a Foldimate moment for you,
No,
sir.
here's the thing, and I think Brian, you and I are both biased because Vans has done this so well with not just the Marvel property, but also with Star Wars. Like
Yeah,
Vans has done this so well,
and
that-
Toy Story.
and do they have a Toy Story?
We talked about them on the show, Josh.
Oh, I don't. But like, yeah, I have no idea what's happening with these Captain Marvel. Are they actually shoes? They look like
I don't know. They look like toys.
they look. Yeah,
They
they
do.
look like
They
scuba
look
gear.
like a Fisher Price toy.
Are they like the spray-on shoes that
That
what's his
Flint
name
Lockwood-
invented?
Flint
That
Lockwood did in
Lockwood
Cloudy with a
invented?
Chance of
Yeah.
Meatballs?
Are they that? Because that's what they look like spray-on shoes.
See, I like the Captain America ones a lot. I like them. I don't know why.
No,
No, I'm
It's
sorry.
just-
I was criticizing the Captain America ones, not the Captain Marvel ones. The Captain Marvel ones are slightly better.
Oh,
they're-
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because they're low top. Like
See, the Captain Marvel ones look like they belong with like wheels on the bottom of them or skates. Like I should be
Yeah,
able to skate with
they
them.
like Heelys.
But like I could pull those shoes off with like 4 different shirts. So like I'm not totally out on those. The Nick Fury ones look literally like geriatric shoes. They look like I
They
picked
do.
them up
Yes.
at my orthopedist.
Brian put a link, and the link is in the show notes. Brian also did send a link to us here for the Vans Toy Story ones. We did talk about these because they have Andy written on the bottom of them.
Oh yes, I remember.
We did talk about this.
And I remember that I was a very big fan of those brown ones.
Yes,
Yes.
the Woody shoes.
The Woody shoes.
Okay, so swing and a miss. Not really
Oh,
something that's
No,
The
not really.
problem is that the Van store at our local mall is so shit.
Speaking of total shit and not good, let's also talk about the world of TV and movies in screen to stream. And the reason I segue in that way is The trailer for Star Trek Picard just came out, and, glad to see Patrick Stewart's working.
He was making wine, sir.
I didn't even bother watching it because I'm never going to see it. So
Well, it's CBS All Access, so, I mean,
Right.
you're automatically disqualified.
Trailer didn't really do much. It was just like, oh, voiceover, dramatic voiceover,
Yeah.
vineyard, hand touching things, bottle of wine, and then Picard face. And then you heard the Next Generation theme, and you were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yay.
it's a teaser, so, I mean, like, it's not a trailer, it's a teaser. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, it teased. I don't know how this gets anyone excited. I mean, if you were excited by in Gladiator when he put his hand over wheat a whole bunch, I mean, this probably revved your engine, but...
Oh, yeah, I love that scene. I
should
love
have made a
wheat.
show about Riker.
Oh, I'd watch that. You know what? He's on an island. Call it Riker's Island.
Not
I actually
a good
started
joke.
on our honeymoon. I started a fight between two Trekkies because they were arguing between Kirk and Picard at the dinner table because you eat like all together,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So without really even looking up from my steak, I just went. I think as far as leadership goes, they both pale in comparison to Riker, and I just kept eating,
Some men just want to watch the bell burn.
and they went nuts, and it was awesome.
I can see
I
you
mean, but
doing
in
that
all
exactly.
actuality, like, Picard has the better leadership quality.
I'm sorry. We just need to clear this up before
just-
we move on.
I do need to make sure the official stance of that kind of nerd is that Picard has better leadership qualities, diplomacy wise. And if I need someone to lead an army in a battle, I'm calling Kirk. Just saying.
Yeah, if I want someone to sit in a chair and look old, I'll call Picard.
Wow.
He does it well, and he makes decisions from that chair. He's good at making decisions.
Sending red
I
shirts to
quote
their doom.
Picard at least once a day at work.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I have to explain to people that it's okay to screw up. Picard has a quote that it is possible to do everything right and still lose. That is not a sad. It's a fact of life, and then kind of walks away. That quote from Picard.
I'm gonna find you a better quote. Yeah, that's a dog shit
What?
quote. I'm gonna find you a better.
You're a dog.
No, you're a better leader. You're a better leader than that. I'm gonna find you a better quote.
I have to start this next topic with a sincere apology, listener. If you would you kindly,
listener.
if you could just pull over real quick, just for a moment, just need to have a little heart to heart. I'm sorry, I failed you. I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. I was irrational, maybe a little too emotional, and I wasn't ready to do this. I am so sorry that I sat on John Wick for so long. Sorry, I just never went out to theaters and saw 1 or 2 when I was supposed to after everyone told me to do it. Because I sat down and watched 1 and 2 last week and then went to the theaters and saw 3 in IMAX. And holy fucking shit, is this movie freaking amazing. And I'm sorry for not listening to the constant barrage of, seriously, you should probably watch John Wick.
Consternation.
Hey, it's getting ridiculous that you haven't watched John Wick yet. Oh, dear God, how have you not watched John Wick yet? I heard you, and I'm sorry. Okay?
You've been quoting me this whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. You and Paul. Paul, I owe you an apology as well. All right? There you go. The hashtag sorry not sorry is now come full circle. And it comes with good news. After the wild success of Chapter 3, we now actually have a release date. Not just confirmation, but a release date for Chapter 4, May 21st, 2021. I want this movie to be like we were talking about with the Transformers and with Fast and Furious
Give me
movies.
all the John Wick.
Just keep
Yep.
cranking them out. Just never
Give me
stop
one.
making
Every
John
year.
Wick movies.
All of it. I will say this. I don't think I will see Chapter 4 in IMAX.
Yeah, I didn't get anything.
The audio was overdone.
See, the problem for me was the picture. It wasn't shot in IMAX, so it was still sitting at a different aspect ratio with the black bars on the top and
Yeah, it
bottom,
was still letterbox.
and
yeah.
not taking up the full screen. So
That-
why?
I didn't have a problem
why
with that.
do?
I didn't have a problem with that. I had a problem with the audio, like the specifically gun and explosion audio not matching the voice. It was
Okay.
so much louder and overdone, amplified, that it was disconcerting.
I on that fact of IMAX, we've had several debates amongst ourselves, even on the air, about what is the big deal with IMAX? How come it's so much better? It only does this. It only does that. It's a great video about how they actually like take a film and make it IMAX and how long it takes. I'm gonna throw it in the show notes if you're mildly interested. Please go watch the video. And for those of you who are not, it's kind of useless and you won't care.
A movie that's made for IMAX, really, really well made for IMAX, is amazing. I mean, truly amazing. And I will cite every Avengers movie as one of those movies
Mm-hmm.
because they are made for IMAX,
And-
video and audio. This movie, not so much. Chapter 3 was amazing.
It was really good, but don't go to IMAX. I mean,
Please don't waste your extra $2 or whatever.
Or if you have the A-list, like it's not worth sitting in a movie theater where it's not made for it, so you're not getting anything extra out of it. Just I would save your time for it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Just like it's not necessarily an IMAX movie.
I found it to be too loud.
But see the movie.
Yes.
And we all agree to see John Wick 3.
We can agree to see every John Wick all the time.
Okay.
Till the end of time.
Just want to make sure our message is clear.
Chapter 4.
Don't be
5.
CJ. Don't be a CJ and wait on this. Go do it now.
Oh, that's a
John
t-shirt
Wick.
right there. Don't be a CJ.
All right. Sounds right.
Speaking of A-list.
Hey, you took my segue right out of my mouth. Speaking of A-list, AMC's A-list has now hit 800,000 members, becoming the #1 subscription movie ticketer. Is that a word, ticketer? Whatever it is. I miss the good old days of movie Pass having large numbers like this, but God, is A-list so much better.
It really is.
Listen, if you have the opportunity, if AMC is in your area,
welcome.
Yes. Wait a minute, no.
I told you to sign
You
up.
didn't create this.
You didn't.
I told you to sign up.
You didn't.
Yeah, I was first to sign up, and then I told you to sign up.
But
We were all in agreement that if an actual movie theater did something like Movie Pass, that would be more interesting than Movie Pass.
Yes.
Josh and I were in agreement. CJ was
No.
I think that's Movie Pass.
I was gonna write. Oh God, here we go again.
CJ agreed. Yes, he hung on to Movie Pass too long, and we can forgive him for that. However, we all agreed that Movie Pass was probably a platform from which the larger theaters would learn.
Yes.
And do something better.
And I wanted to bankrupt that fucking company by going to as many movies as possible. The cheap bone in me said, I've already paid for the year. So go until they go like, Jesus Christ, man, can you like take a break? I'll come to your house and tell you about the movie if you would just stop going to the movies. And then I jumped on A-list and I was like, oh, now I can't see movies. I cite Skyscraper when we went to go see Skyscraper, and I had to pay money for it because there was no A-list at the time, and Movie Pass didn't work. But listen, if you have the opportunity to do one of these things, I know Alamo Drafthouse has one. I think Regal has something similar to this. Sign up.
Regal has a club. It's not a ticketer.
Okay, well, sign up for these services. They're fantastic.
AMC's the big dog.
And for all of the other ones that have come out, because there was Cinemia. Everyone remember I talked about.
Wait, for 1 second? If you're gonna, and also if you're gonna sign up for A-list for the $20 a month that it costs, and you can go to see up to 3 movies.
25 now.
Okay, whatever.
Select markets, but yes.
And you can go to see 3 movies a week. Right. But just, I mean, if you do that math for a second and you go to see 3 movies a month, you're ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
Paid for itself.
Pays for itself. And you're actually making about $5 on that deal. But here's the thing. You need to pay the $15 for the premiere.
You get it now with A-list.
You get it with A-list.
Get it with A-list.
Why am I paying separately?
We talked about this. Are you having amnesia with this show? We've had these discussions.
I may have had a stroke. I'm smelling eggs and oranges. Is that normal?
Because you were just like, oh, that's weird. I should probably look into that. Thanks, guys, for letting me know about that. Now we flash forward to months later. How come I'm still paying for this?
Anyway,
we don't know.
Here's the thing. Getting the AMC premiere list thing means that you get to skip all the peasants.
Gotta tell you, going into Endgame, watching the line in concessions and then the premium line, and they're going, I'll help the next premium, and I just walk past the guy who was waiting for 30 minutes to get the popcorn.
Super
and
angry.
I look at him, I'm like, it's like $15. What the fuck are you doing?
It's $15 a year.
Yeah.
This is my story that I told when I went to see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh,
Just
everything. Oh, is everything always about you, Brian?
Yeah, it is actually. No, I'm just saying. I've been telling you.
I told you guys about
Dude,
the
I
stubs.
signed up for Premiere as
I-
soon as you told me to.
I
I
had
signed up for A-list as soon as you told me to. So like,
I had Premiere with my Movie Pass. It was fantastic.
we're all on the same page, and we all love looking down at the peasants.
Yes.
Like we're the 3 record shop guys in High Fidelity.
That's about right. Oh God.
Does that make me John Cusack?
No, fucker. That makes me John Cusack. Get the fuck out of here.
Then I'm definitely Jack Black.
Wait, then who am I?
The other guy.
Great. He doesn't even
The
have
other
a
guy
fucking
that's
name.
not John Cusack or Jack Black.
The guy who doesn't have a fucking
You're
name.
Dick.
That's
Dick.
great. All right.
That's his name.
Okay.
Dick.
All right. What's the actor's name? No one knows? Okay.
But you get with, what's her name from Roseanne?
Yeah.
Darlene.
Okay. At least there's something in it for me. Anyway, it's on the fairy list. Yay. Ryan, there's something on the show that you brought up last week that we don't get to talk about very often. And that's video games, right? And all that
I thought
fun
it was
stuff.
ponies.
We also don't talk about ponies, and I don't
We
want
should
you
talk about ponies.
Hey, I am not open enough about my broniness yet. I really don't appreciate you outing me.
I didn't say My Little
love.
Pony, just ponies
but
in general.
you-
Ponies
My
are
Little
legal.
Brony?
I fucking read it between the lines. I knew what you were getting at.
My Little Pony, My Little
You guys are
Pony.
my little bronies.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Ugh, I think I
think.
threw up in my mouth.
Anyway, video
So there's a
games.
new Mortal Kombat game that's out right now, Ryan. Right?
Mortal Kombat 11, yeah.
Extremely popular, doing very well.
Yes, it has been.
And they're using this as a source material for a new Mortal Kombat movie that will be
Fine.
start filming this year.
Fine. Every Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat movie has been entertaining.
Every Mortal Kombat movie has been entertaining.
There's
Well,
only been
both.
two
Two,
feature
both.
length.
Both have been entertaining.
The first one was great. The second one was entertaining.
Okay.
The web series was actually way better. So yeah, okay. This concept makes more sense now with the technology where it is. Why the heck not?
So explain the concept though. So what is different about this movie than all the previous stuff that we've gotten before?
There'll be more violence.
Yeah,
More
It's just
gory
the-
violence.
the supernatural qualities of Mortal Kombat did not work well in the 90s.
No, and not only that, you know what? I just want to see a movie about a fighting tournament. Can we just do
Yeah.
that?
More importantly, I'm not talking about the concept. I'm just talking about the fact that there's wizards and demons and things
Wait,
that
is this going to have
shoot-
Shang Tsung?
I don't know.
We don't know
Okay.
yet. We don't know that part.
He's the only wizard.
It's starting to film this year, so we'll probably get the movie by 2021.
I want them to be like kickboxer or blood sport. You know what I mean? Like
That would be sweet.
I want to be like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
But like I want it to be like tongue in cheek, like have a little fun with it. Like
Yeah, this definitely needs to have
Be-
that mixture.
be
yeah, it
like-
can't be so heavy that it's
It's got to be like Kill Bill, like insanely
Okay.
violent, but like little tongue in cheek about it, like blood squirting out of head stumps type thing.
All right, well, let's make it. Let's settle. Let's not say Kill Bill because Tarantino. Let's settle on
I'm-
like Kickboxer.
I'm saying Tarantino, the Tarantino feel of Kill Bill is what this movie needs to be. Not saying it's going to be as good or it has to be that way.
So
I'm
basically,
saying-
when I chop off an
it was
arm, I should see
very-
a big pool of blood. It should just never
right.
blood-
It
you're
was
talking about
very
blood
over the
spatter.
top. It was
Okay.
very
like the 88, right? The
homage-y.
88
All right,
scenes.
so
Yes.
you're not talking about. All right, you're not talking about the same level of tongue-in-cheek comedy
no,
as
no,
Kill
no.
Bill. You're
Correct.
talking about the campiness of the blood,
The
Yes.
campiness, yes.
the
And-
70s martial arts type feel.
That's
but-
what made the first one good, with the exception of the fact that there wasn't a ton of blood, but it was campy. It was kind of
Yeah.
over the top.
It was funny enough.
Christopher
You're like, all
Lambert
right,
as Raiden was awful,
I'll go along
and we
with this
loved
one.
it.
All right,
Yes.
all right. I can get behind that.
And director James Wan, who did Furious 7 and
Oh, he's doing
Aquaman,
this?
he is producing the film. He's producing.
Oh, that doesn't
That
mean
means
shit.
nothing.
No,
It means he's eating the food on set.
Yeah,
I was
you
gonna say
wrote a
I thought he
check.
would throw a little more money and a little more weight behind it, so maybe we could like
Okay,
enjoy some
he got a
silliness.
couple people involved, and then
That's what I'm
he ate the
saying.
food
Yes.
on set.
Okay.
Tell me who the director is, and then
I don't think we have. Do we have a director?
Okay, well that's a
Do I need
problem.
to look it up? Now I gotta look it up.
If they're gonna start filming this year, they better have a freaking director.
Simon McCoy.
Never heard of him.
Huh?
Game-related projects. He directed a fun PS3 ad, guys.
Oh, is that
All
the
right.
one where they did the it's such a perfect
oh my
day?
God.
I'm
think it
feeling less okay with this.
Yeah, far less okay.
But maybe it'll be good. I mean,
Maybe.
Hey, who knows? I mean, Tim Miller was just doing nothing but video game director jobs and video game commercial directions before Deadpool. So who knows?
All right.
All
Well, you know
right.
what? Then, since we're talking about movies that we're kind of on the fence about, I have some shocking news. I mean, just utterly shocking. I need you to prepare yourself, listener. Oh my God! If you're still pulled over, thank God, guys. Sonic the Hedgehog has been delayed.
Like
Oh,
a full
Sonic is
6
for
months, though.
They're delayed to.
Wasn't it going to be June?
I thought it was coming out in like
It's supposed to come out in November.
November, and now it's February,
so
of
3
14th
months.
of 2020 on Valentine's Day, guys. Take your significant other to go see a blue hedgehog that collects rings and loop. Oh, he doesn't do that. Okay, cool. A blue hedgehog. I mean, surprise! Like we knew this was coming. I
Yeah,
mean,
you guys have been pretty shitty about this.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
because they've
Sonic
done
could
a
look-
shit job at marketing it.
Sonic could look exactly like Sonic. I still don't know if I would be like, yeah. I mean, Jim Carrey, so like I'm there and don't at me, okay? Just
Yeah, it's
Every-
not even really about how Sonic looks. It's just they've done a shit job of marketing it. The trailer was garbage.
like if they did Detective Pikachu level animation for Sonic and really gave it the good treatment and it just I would really sold me on that part, I'd still be going, but the okay, I don't know. So I mean,
they lost me when they started playing Gangster's Paradise over their trailer.
oh, it's a trailer. You know that company
They-
that's in charge of the movie isn't in charge of the trailer. You know that, Brian.
Yeah, but you know what? The studio hires that company,
No,
no.
it's a bidding war and say who will do it for the least amount of money. And this company
So
goes, we will, and they're like, you got the job. They don't
So
care about
dumb.
what you're gonna do. You
So
and you what, Brian? You know better. You know better than that.
I
I'm not gonna let that
know
fly.
better, but I'm also sleepy.
It doesn't get you off the hook, brother.
There is one more topic that we have left to discuss for Screen to Stream, and that is a new show that is coming to Netflix called The Chef Show. And seeing that is based off the movie Chef, and it stars a chef and also has people who were in the movie Chef, I figured we would have a chef on here to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, Greg Newcomb.
Yay, Craig!
Hello.
Craig, it's nice to have you
Clarification.
on the main show again. Craig actually is recording our Game of Thrones coverage that we'll be releasing this week as well. So I figured I'd bring you on for this segment too.
I hate to correct you, but I'm kind of passionate about this. I was never a chef. I was always a line cook.
Okay.
I just happened to go to school, but I've never claimed that title of chef. And I don't think people should that have not been an actual chef.
Okay.
I agree completely.
That is a good distinction to make. And as a layperson, I am sorry for not making the distinction. Let's lay the premise of the show. You guys have seen the movie Chef. Can you kind of tell people who haven't seen this great movie what's going on here?
Ode to food and chefs.
It's not, it's a coming of age tale for both. Well, I think for three people, but primarily, this guy learns how to be a dad.
Mhm.
This kid promotes his father, but learns how to have a relationship with him. And then you've got the John Leguizamo story of developing into an amazing sous chef, like overnight, it seems. But this movie, like, I can't tell you how much I love it. It's a great story to watch,
Mhm.
and it's redemption, but not like revenge. Like the dude finds himself,
Right.
and it's that whole story. But Craig's absolutely right. The food scenes,
I don't
are
want to
unbelievable.
spoil anything, but there's a scene where he cooks a meal that he intended to cook and he didn't get to cook the way he did it. It was scored perfectly, the music playing when he was doing it. It's one of the coolest scenes I've seen in a movie involving food.
And what's really cool about it from the outside of it is Jon Favreau spent a lot of time working with chefs, being in
he trained with
kitchens
Roy Choi.
Yeah.
He trained with like one of the most famous food truck chefs in the world. Period.
and learned how and learned this craft and learned just how important it was and how things need to take time. So the premise of this show is he got people together from the movie Chef, but also his amazing connections
Right.
throughout Hollywood. So in the trailer, Tom Holland, right, Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, you're going to see
Gwyneth Paltrow.
You're going to see a lot of Avengers fam kind of pop up in there and kind of turn it into interview / conversation show that's surrounding food and-
While they cook together.
yeah. There's a beautiful scene that I really thought was cool. And Craig, I think you can elaborate on this with Tom Holland and an oyster.
Getting to witness someone eating an oyster for the first time, I don't have words for that.
And Tom Holland's like,
It's-
is that
Well,
is
because
that so
it's
good?"
either going to go really, really well or really, really poorly.
They're gonna go, oh, that's snot in a shell, or
What?
oh, this is
They're like-
delicious.
They're like, just so you just shoot it back. You just shoot it back. And Tom Holland's there chewing it like, oh, it's really good.
You're doing it wrong.
And I'm watching him going, oh, like maybe one mash and get it down there. But like he's
One bite
sitting there,
swallow.
He's sitting there chewing it up, man.
So
That was and that's not my favorite part. My favorite part is like my actual goddamn hero is on this show. David Chang makes an appearance.
Mhm.
And he's like he's a super young entrepreneur. He's considered the best at what he's done. He's pioneered Korean food.
Didn't he do Ugly Delicious on Netflix?
He did Ugly
Which-
Delicious and Mind of a Chef.
Stop what you're doing. Go watch Ugly Delicious.
Ugly Delicious is a fantastic show, and Roy Choi made an appearance
Yes,
there
he
as
did.
well.
Yes.
But like This dude is an absolute legend in his field, and he's so young.
The other thought, I saw Bill Burr popped up.
Oh, Bill Burr cracked me. I'm here because I saw you cook that grilled cheese in a food truck.
And then they have I guess more footage of the episode of Binging with Babish where both of them were on it, which is just a hilarious scene. I highly recommend you check out the YouTube channel. But it seems to have such a variety of people and different scenarios. It's not just the same thing. They're either sitting down at a lovely dinner, having at a lovely table in a restaurant having dinner, or they're in the kitchen cooking.
Nobody makes cooking shows, food shows like Netflix. Nobody.
Well, here's my hope for this show, and Netflix does a great job with cooking shows, but there isn't a show that revolves around the conversation that happens during the eating.
No. Right.
And I hope that's what this is. It's conversation about the food, maybe how it was prepared, but I'm less concerned with how it was prepared and the conversation they have during the food and about the food, not the preparation of the food. I said food 4 times in that sentence.
So maybe Craig, when it's when we binge watch the show and it's over, maybe you and I and CJ record a few minutes on it, just like sort of wrapping up our thoughts and elaborating on things that we loved.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be really interesting. I'm just the guest list or appearances are phenomenal, and I really think that, just like you guys said, Netflix does a great job with food shows. Maybe only on par with Top Chef, which I actually think is a pretty damn good food show. So June,
you need to watch A Chef's Table. You need to.
I have.
Chef's Table is incredible.
Street food, which is brand new. Excellent. You need to watch all these things.
Yeah, I've watched several times Ugly Delicious, especially the episodes around pizza. And there's the one where he explores Vietnamese food, especially down in Texas. It's incredible.
He's my hero. David Chang's my absolute hero.
Fantastic.
And also, if you haven't been to Momofuku, like he was the guy that encouraged what's her name to open Milk Bar. Like, I mean, he's not just an entrepreneur. He was a true leader.
Mm-hmm.
in his space, and he's promoted all these people and brought them with him and made them great. It's unreal. He's my hero.
To go back on Chef, though, I just want to point out it came out the same time as Burnt did. Burnt's a horrible piece of shit.
No,
Chef.
you stop it. You stop it. It's just more of a rom-com than it is about the food.
Right.
They sold it as a food movie. It was not a food movie. It was a rom-com.
They marketed it directly as, "Are you a chef? You'll fucking love Burnt."
All right. I'm not gonna allow anyone to badmouth Bradley Cooper. But what I will say is, if we're naming other food movies at this point, everyone should stop what they're doing and watch The 100-Foot Journey.
Oh God, I think I told you about that, Josh. Did I not?
You did, and it's unbelievable.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite movies of all times.
It's so good.
All right, so The Chef Show coming out on Netflix June 7th. Hopefully it's all at once as Netflix does it. We're not doing a weekly thing. Can't wait to binge it, come back, and talk a little bit about it. Thank you, Craig, for coming on talking about the trailer, because I know Brian has no interest in it. And if you want to hear more about Craig and his thoughts on Game of Thrones, tune into our Game of Thrones spoiler cast. It'll be coming out just in a few days. Check it out right here on the main feed. Thank you so much for stopping by, Craig. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Alrighty, well, now let us get the show back on the road, and let's turn around to my favorite hobby, where I go around the internet. I find the weird, I find the obscure, and then I ask these two gentlemen for their tech perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So a few months ago, we were talking. Wow, super. Ooh, it's depressed tech
Sleepy
perspective.
modem.
Ooh, I don't think that's dialing. I think it fell asleep. Wake up! It's got sleep apnea. You got to be careful with it. Oh wow.
Tech perspective.
Oh god, that was violent. That was angry. I don't like that. Hey guys, remember Ouya? No, you don't?
I do actually remember Ouya.
do.
Do you guys?
Absolutely do.
Wasn't that like
yes.
the open source console?
Because I remember. Here's why I remember. Because I remember
You were so excited about this.
I just thought it was
the
interesting.
bunch of us, when they announced it, like in 2012 or early 2013, I don't remember, but it was like, I think it was 2012 at CES. I remember the bunch of us talking about it at work.
Right.
Yeah.
And being super excited about it. And then it released and we all went, oh,
No, I'm
no. No, not at all.
So what began as a Kickstarter, which then became a smash hit, is surprise, surprise, shutting down, guys. And it's shutting down for good on June 25th. It was an Android-powered gaming console that was like, hey, screw you having to buy a PlayStation and have fancy shit running inside of it. How about a mobile operating system that has Google Play and no App Store availability and really good games? Oh, this is actually a really bad idea. It went to Best Buy. It became something you could buy. Nobody bought it. But by and large, the games and the console will stop working after the cutoff date. That's right. I want to say that again. The games and the platform will stop working after the cutoff date.
How does that happen?
Because it's a server-based console. It needs to constantly be updated. That's the problem with, I was just reading an article about, that's the problem with just modern gaming in general, is that if there is any sort of online only mode, like eventually they're going to stop supporting that and it's completely useless.
Razer,
you can't play Halo 2 anymore unless you're just playing the 3-hour campaign.
All right, Razer acquired their software assets back in 2015, and that's kind of led to this spiral of, hey, Razer's like, we're not hosting this shit on our servers, are we? We are? How much are we paying for this? That's ridiculous. So, shutting down. So if you are a fan of Android TV and its gaming ambitions, I guess there's Stadia, but oof. Good luck with that. So
yeah, who knows what that's going to look like.
So let's talk about some other gaming hardware, which unfortunately I think is just doomed to fail, but it's really interesting. So there's a software company called Panic, all right? They're known for being really just kind of wacky, all right? They do a lot of iOS apps and Mac apps. They've made 2 games. One of them is called Untitled Goose Game. Just look at the screenshots and you'll laugh. Another one is actually a really popular game called Firewatch. It's available on Mac, PC, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. This is a really well-known software company that primarily deals with Mac and iOS. Well, they just hit an anniversary and decided that what they were going to do was make their own handheld gaming system. Now, what you'll notice about it, if you look at the show notes, is it looks like a little Game Boy, except for one little thing. It's got a crank built into it that's part of the games.
Like a bop it?
Like, go look at the show notes. Like a crank, like a fishing reel.
Bop it. Crank it. Smack it. Bash it.
Pretty much. It's got it's called Playdate, right?
So this is Panic ! At the disco?
No, this is before they went to the disco.
No.
It's when they were just panicked.
It's just panicking.
So
they're just panicking into nothingness right now.
Well, why does this have a crank? Am I fishing?
Here's the hook. Here's the thing that they're going to do it. Every Monday, they're going to release 12 games for this handheld console. That is your Playdate, hence the name of the product.
And what happens on
you got to keep it for you keep those games going. It's almost like a subscription. Hey, every Monday you get these 12 games to play, and they cycle and they work through it. And then you get to play it for a week or two, and then they swap it out, and they kind of do something like that. They have a lot of indie developers who are known for making games on PlayStation and Xbox, developing their games for it. I don't think this is something you should buy. I don't think this is something you should invest in. I think this is something that would work out really well for like a Nintendo or a Sony to do hey, subscribe to the service and get a shit ton of games on a certain date, and then they pull out in and out of rotation.
This is a video game system with a screen the size of a credit card.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That you have to pay $150 for?
I mean, you don't have to. I would recommend not buying it, but yes, it is $150.
Right, I'm saying if you want this thing,
yes.
Right? It's like you put your credit card on top of a Wii controller, basically.
Or like a little Game Boy. Yeah.
But slim, right? Like it'll fit in your pocket. But $150?
Listen, it's got a crank, which I just also thought was super weird about that.
Well, that's for the fishing game.
I mean, hopefully, who knows?
That's to reel fish into your boat.
I would hope so. The thing is this company knows that this is not their bread and butter, right? This is just a weird, goofy project that they made, and the people who like this company are going to buy these things just because. But Brian, you brought up a point when I said, hey, Nintendo or someone should do this, to which you said they already do that. But I'm saying, when was the last time we actually saw someone come out with a handheld video console that wasn't Nintendo that worked?
What do you mean? The PSP and the PS Vita both worked.
They
No,
did, but neither
Like they weren't popular, but they
neither
worked
the
just
PSP
fine.
Right.
or the Vita or the 2DS or 3DS is this slim, blah blah blah. But they also all have bigger screens,
Right.
So like, I
And
don't
more
know.
processing power and the capability of playing.
Right, that's right.
More
So there's a
intricate
give and
games.
take there.
Absolutely.
I guess what the answer we want from you, since you want to talk about the gaming stuff, is
Oh, do I?
is this in any way viable?
Or is this a model
No.
that another company can steal and make it better and improve and iterate on it for a handheld console?
I don't like the model. My point is, I said they already do that because there is a subscription service that both Microsoft and Sony have. All you do is take that service and put it on a handheld system. But I can subscribe to PlayStation Now.
What handheld
now.
system are you putting that on?
That's what I'm saying. Your Switch
I'm not
doesn't
saying
count.
I'm putting it on anything right now.
Like the only
My Switch
the only
does count,
viable
first and foremost.
portable gaming systems at this point are the Switch and the 3DS and the 2DS.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Beyond that, there's nothing viable.
Do you think the market is basically what I'm asking is, do you think that there should be more handheld competitors to Nintendo? And do you think if they came up with a system like this, and if it was not just a credit card screen and black and white, do you think this could maybe be something? Could there be something behind this idea, just not this iteration, not this product?
Sub question to can they do something is how do they mitigate the incredible loss of their users to Fortnite on iPad? Like how?
I don't think this model is viable. I think Nintendo has completely cornered the market. And first and foremost, Nintendo has pretty much figured out the handheld system with the Switch. Like anything else that gets released by any other company is going to have to follow that model. This model does not work.
I don't think the Switch works.
You don't? Do you have a Switch? 'Cause I play
No,
mine
because the
constantly.
games suck.
Not true.
Not
true at
the
all.
Nintendo games. The third party games.
Not
suck.
true at all. There's plenty of third party games that are good on it too. But that's neither here nor there. And more importantly, who the hell cares if this compares to Nintendo? This shit doesn't compare to my iPhone.
That's true.
Touche. So basically, what we're saying is, hey, listen, if you're going to make a handheld gaming system, if your name's not Nintendo, just stop. Just don't waste your time. It's not happening. It's not something that we should do. If Apple came out with a handheld console that could run iOS games but had tactile buttons and stuff on it, you don't think that would be a viable strategy to maybe give a little Nintendo a little bit of a shaking in their boots syndrome?
You know what had tactile buttons, CJ? The BitBoy I was supposed to receive.
Yes, I was actually upset about this, and I even reached out to 9 to 5 Toys. Josh, you received an email the other day that said, hey, your order's been canceled and we're refunding you your money.
Here's your money, fuck off.
Okay, bye.
And I'm like, where's my Game Boy?
Yeah. I mean,
Where is it?
you didn't get any more details. I couldn't find any, did you?
Zero detail. I have shared with you, which I think you've put in the show notes. I've shared with you, and I'm sure you posted on social media, what came to me, which was a very here's your money back for no reason type of.
Do I have to play a reverse ka-ching sound now? Let me see if I can do that. Hey, all right, that worked. Okay, cool. So that goes off the list. If they came back though tomorrow and said, "Hey, we can do it now. We can do it now." Would you go for it?
Yeah, I'd buy it again. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. The other part too, and Josh, I know you will definitely have a lot to say about this over Brian. Lenovo actually showed off the world's first quote unquote foldable PC. And when I hear foldable now, all I think about, oh man, is the Samsung Galaxy Fold and how awful.
that triumph of a device that they've.
You mean the one that Best Buy was like, hey, we're canceling all pre-orders for it, and AT&T's like,
That's
we don't
the
know
one.
when. We don't know when it's coming. No one knows. It was already supposed to be out.
Look,
It looks really interesting though. I mean, there's a video here in the show link in the show notes to The Verge's hands-on with it. It's pretty interesting.
I have a foldable PC. It's called a MacBook.
All PCs fold.
It folds, and then when I want to use it, I unfold it, and then I use it.
But that's a clamshell, Josh. This
Look,
is
here's
different.
the thing. I do not want a touch screen right now.
Well,
that
Josh,
fold.
just carry a full-size Bluetooth keyboard and you're good to go.
right.
Right?
That's
Just put it in
'cause
your
that's-
bag. All the
that's what I'm
space,
prepared to
all
do.
the space that you're saving by not having a big,
by
laptop
not
that you can
having
fold
the
into it.
processing power
Just
of a
put
MacBook.
right. Just put
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put this piece of shit and a
Put a
foldable
keyboard in
and a fuck. also a foldable keyboard.
Right,
I'll put
yeah.
that in there. That'll be great.
I'm just
Nothing
thinking
will break.
when I'm watching Westworld and I'm watching Minority. I'm not watching Minority Report, but when I did, and you see those foldable, foldable keyboard. You see those foldable computers and tablets things.
First
This is
off,
kind of
Minority Report is a great movie.
this is.
You should
It is,
watch
but I'm just. I mean, when was the last time you sat down and watched Minority Report?
I don't have a problem.
Actually, not that long ago.
I don't have a problem with the foldable technology. I think you're causing undue stress on a screen, which will eventually, obviously, wear and tear, and then cause performance issues. And another thing, but more importantly, like, why would I fold my thing in half and use half of it as a keyboard? That's the most idiotic thing.
Yeah, they
I've
have like,
ever
hey,
seen.
you don't have the keyboard. Open it up the other way, and then now it's like an
You
L
can't
shape.
type on that.
And then type-
There's no way you can
Well,
type.
listen.
on
Here's what I'll say, Josh. When you're talking about the kids playing the kids, listen to me. Jesus Christ, hello, fellow youths. When you were talking about kids playing Fortnite on the iPad, you should see the level, right, in which they're playing. It's better than some people play on a console or even people that play on PC. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So younger people can totally do that, no problem. I think, unfortunately, I'm above that age gap where I'm proficient.
Those
in
are
typing
the
on
same
screen.
freaking demon children who play on jungle gyms in the movie theater.
That's right.
That's
They
true.
go in there with their iPads and they hang on the jungle gym and play Fortnite and smoke cigarettes.
Freaking
So-
hooligans.
So this is the next ThinkPad, right? This is a Lenovo ThinkPad, believe it or not, with the screen on it. I think it's a great first step, but I don't know. I have thoughts about it, but I just don't know. I would like one, but I don't know if I'd ever use it.
Until screens are almost completely fluid and you can truly fold them in half without affecting like a crease, anything like that. Plus, a capacitive touch screen that's going to continue to respond in the middle section
Right.
after you've folded it a bunch of times. Plus, no tactile response whatsoever on the key. Like,
Right.
I got a bunch of issues.
Well,
And-
obviously
and maybe it's because I am an old man on
But
this podcast.
I think the other part too is this goes into the rule of technology that I think we all have, which is never buy first gen, right? Just don't
Right.
buy.
Yeah.
Just don't
Yeah.
buy the first of something if it's
Oh, you
brand
got
new
the
tech.
VCR with the wood striping around it? That was a good purchase.
Honestly, like the first iPhone, the iPhone 2G, don't buy that phone. It only had 2G. It wasn't subsidized. It didn't have the capabilities to even do copy and paste and video and MMS.
No pictures. Yeah, no
right?
SMS.
So listen, don't buy first gen. But I think that this has legs. This is something that will be. I mean, honestly, the new normal in maybe 5 or 6 years. But it's
yeah,
just
as
kinda
soon as we have
interesting-
hoverboards, this thing will be fine.
it's just interesting to see where it's going on down the
Yeah,
road.
that'll be great when we have hoverboards.
But listeners, it's very important that we do our next segment with great care, because this was suggested to me by Brian Thornton, and there were some bold statements made. And it's time for that kind of nerd to give a topic, a product, whatever, the third degree,
Ooh.
in a segment that we call the nerd degree. Brian, tell us what's on the docket today for the nerd degree.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
I was thinking about the last episode where there was some snide remarks made about CJ's terrible idea for a board game, and I said, and I even kickstart board games, and I said to myself, I have not opened my Kickstarter app in a while. Let me take a look, see if there's anything I can kickstart. And thus on my feed showed the Morris Zero, the ultra fast countertop tumble dryer for any home. Essentially, it is a dryer that you put on your counter and it dries your clothes in 15 minutes. It has some sort of evaporation technology.
Vacuum technology.
Vacuum technology that will suck all of the moisture out of your clothing without the need for any sort of vents, without the need to run up a crazy expensive electric bill, without any sort of complicated installation or waiting forever. You put a small load into this countertop dryer and it dries it in 15 minutes and you're good to go. And I said to my friends on this podcast here, I think I found the next Foldimate.
That's bold, as we've discussed.
It was quite bold. I got very excited. This could go with my said Foldimate, and I can remove the giant dryer that I have, put my Foldimate in there, and then just have this on my counter.
So Josh, I'm going to let you do your rebuttal. I just want to bring up one fact which goes right for it. Their claim is with vacuum technology, with sucking the air out at an air pressure of 6%, the boiling point, right, to get to the boiling point of water is only at 100 degrees, right? Which isn't that the fucking boiling point of water?
No,
Not
212,
Fahrenheit.
unless you're measuring Celsius.
Oh, okay,
Celsius, it's 100.
that's where my brain flipped. Okay, so it's 100 degrees rather than your lovely 200 there. But Josh, you brought up one point that it's ventless, so
Here's my problem. Truly and genuinely, like, I would love for this product to be a thing that works. But even if you have a boiling point, okay, where it's going to superheat these clothes to where the water evaporates, you have condensate, and this has no drainage whatsoever.
It actually does.
Where?
If you scroll further down, there is actually an entire section that says mold problem, no problem. So its ventless design effectively prevents mold growth in your home. Instead of disposing water into the air by ventilation, there is a detachable water tank that collects and stores the moisture evaporating from the clothes, and then you would pour
Right.
that down the sink.
So the mildew will just build up in that tank down there.
It's mold protective. There's no mold or mildew building up in there.
Brian, if there's water, if there's any moisture of any kind, there will be mildew.
I do not believe you, sir. This is the future.
I'm telling you right now.
So
If there's water of any kind, there's going to be...
They already showed this off. They showed this off at CES.
Is this
year.
for babies? Like, is
It's a
this...
small
Is this a scoop
dryer.
for
Is this for
ants?
baby
It's for
clothes?
small loads.
Is this for my dish towels?
So Josh, okay, looking at the size of this actual device here, hopefully not in the FAQs, how many shirts do you think this thing could hold?
How many of my shirts or how many baby shirts?
How many adult shirts could it hold?
2.
This is saying 4 to 5.
False.
No.
I'm looking at it and I'm telling you, I know the size of my shirts. 2.
I feel.
And you
are
know what
wrong,
would
sir.
happen? That tray would be completely filled with water and mildew.
The prototype demo is working off of a man's shirt size extra large, and they're saying it's going to fit 4 to 5.
And I wear a 2X, so 2.
My point is,
Wait a
it's
second.
4 to 5.
This also says
Actually-
ventless. But if you go to the Kickstarter video and go to minute, go to 1 minute 50
There is a
seconds,
little vent on the
there's
back.
vents.
Yes.
You can't say it's
So-
ventless. There's
So
vents.
is it venting or is it not? I don't like any of this.
I can get it in lava gray
Why is this guy sniffing his clothes?
because they smell so fresh from being dry from the Morris Zero. Joshua,
Do you see this dirty water that this guy's dumping into his sink?
Josh,
What?
if I can dry my shit in 15 minutes and just go,
Brian.
isn't your mantra take back your time?
If
This
you,
is
and
taking
it
back my
absolutely
time.
is. If you took your 2 shirts that'll fit in this piece of shit,
It's gonna fit 6 of them.
if you took your 5 shirts that'll fit based on the maximum parameters that they stated, 4 to 5, if you put your 5 shirts after washing them into a regular dryer at medium, they'd be done in 15 minutes.
Nah, or how many shirts are we talking?
5 shirts.
I don't believe you.
It's like a nothing load. There's nothing in there.
I put the smallest load in my dryer. Still takes an hour and a half.
Well, I mean,
All right. So
No.
listen, here's what I'm noticing, and
I
I'm
need
really
this dryer. That's my point.
I'm really curious about this. This it sounds like we're at a crossroads. So using the standard metric of measure that we always do for every single time we do the nerd degree, where does this fall on our
How
scale?
much do I have to do the Kickstarter?
It's already met its goal. But so here's the deal: they were asking for a goal of $50,000. They're at $481,000. They have 1,463 backers with 18
Clearly,
days
I'm
to
not
go
the only one who thinks this is a
at the
great
time
idea,
of the
Josh.
recording of this podcast.
Get on board.
I think your claim of next Foldimate that's a bold move, Cotton. I don't know if it's going to pay off.
Maybe not the next, but maybe a partnership. It's like when the Exxon Mobil merger happened.
Well, Josh, here's my question. I have one more thing for you before we rate it, and we haven't discussed that, so I'm hoping you haven't browsed around too much. Retail value of this product. What is the retail value of this product, or what should it be?
I mean, if
you're buying it off, you're at Best Buy, and they're like, hey, here's this thing that does this stuff.
I'm assuming if I don't get in on it, it's going to be like $600.
Okay, so it retail for $549. If you do their early pledge, the early birds, it's $299. So you save $250.
Brian, you can get a whole new dryer for less than that.
$299?
I need
For less than the retail price.
Oh yeah,
Josh,
yeah.
I need room for my Foldimate.
You will
don't think
have
you
room for
heard-
your Foldimate.
I don't think you heard my grand plan of putting my Foldimate where my dryer is and using this on my countertop. It's a partnership. Synergy.
You're going to dry
More buzzwords.
4 shirts at a time?
I'm going to dry 7 at a time.
This will not do
This
7.
won't do 7.
I will push it to 7.
No,
won't do 6.
No, you
I'm all
can't.
about pushing
you
the max
can't go.
limit.
It was pretty
4
clear
to 5
about
is pushing the limit. You can't
barely
put 7
doing
in there.
5. Like, there's no way.
There's no way 7's going to
Listen,
work.
I think it's a
Brian.
neat little device, all right?
Okay.
I'm not saying
So,
it's
sir?
the be all to end all.
Sir, please.
Foldimate still rules all. I'm just saying it's a neat little device.
No, I was told, ladies and gentlemen, here's the next Foldimate. I have text messages. I have the receipts to back that up, Brian.
Yeah, so you better rate this in our standard unit of measure. This is real simple. This is me being uncomfortable all goddamn day because my shirts are fucking damp. That's the rating.
But no, your shirts will not be damp, sir. This is me.
You want to bet?
Enjoying my fresh linens, sniffing them in my kitchen off of my countertop.
This is me sitting in a shirt which is drying now, but I don't think it was dry when I folded it, and it's got that smell. But like, I mean, it's fine, but like,
Yeah, smells
It's-
like mildew.
but
I'm
something's
gonna
not.
line up my
something's
fresh
not right.
linens along the countertop and just snort them.
Do a
They're gonna be
line
so
of
freaking fresh.
polos. All right, listen. I'm actually shocked by this. I'm not sold. I don't think this is the next Foldimate.
No.
Josh doesn't sound like this is the next Foldimate, but he's
No.
way against this more than I am. And
Yeah.
Brian's for this. I think we got the full spectrum of yeah, I don't really know, and fuck no. So, listeners, this is when it comes down to you, right? You've got to break the ties on this one. Someone just got to tell us: did Brian make the right call, or is
I
he
may
put his
I may
reputation on
have
the line?
shot my washer load a little early. I was really excited when I just saw the headline.
You really listen. Did you put your reputation on the line for this when you said the next Foldimate? Listen, as I said earlier, please pay attention to your podcast feed for our spoiler cast for Game of Thrones, featuring the one and only Craig Newcomb. Excited to have him back since we haven't done it in like 2 years with him. So please check out your feed for that. All right, listeners, thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood and your drive to work. And for those of you who have caught that, yeah, I said it. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
All right, listeners, buckle up for this one. This week's dinner was at the very top of the show. Before we even introduced a segment, Brian said something very hilarious and very funny. I then just lost my shit entirely, and I couldn't get through the first 8 minutes of the show. I was laughing so hard. So please enjoy our tomfoolery in this week's dinner. Listeners, I just want to let you know. No, never mind. I'm going to tease
Did you
that when
call
it gets
them
in there.
listen nerds? Because that's what they should.
Oh
be
my
called.
God! How have we not done that?
Oh man, you did it again with the coining of a
Ryan.
phrase.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's so smart.
To all our listeners.
Listeners, oh my God, it took 201 episodes, but you didn't.
I got it! I finally did it!
Oh my gosh, my misspeaking gave you a great idea.
More genius!
Oh my
this
God,
is why we co-found things.
someone fucking
should co-found
trademark
more
that
things.
now. Oh my God, listen, nerds. Oh, that's so good. I wish we would have had that when we wrote the theme song. Oh.
CJ, fucking write it down before you forget it.
I'm writing it down right now. Hold on.
That's trademark Ricky Bobby Enterprise, not to be
Yes.
reused without express written consent. Ricky Bobby Enterprise.
Oh, listen, nerds. It's so good. Show's over. 6 minutes, 45 seconds. I think we're good, right?
All right.
I think
I'm
we
going
can
to bed.
wrap on this. There's no need. There's no need. We can't top that. Can we? Can we top that? I'm still stuck on it. Listen, nerds. It's so good. Should I just say that, Sleekly? Just don't even
just start saying
don't even
it. Just start making it part of the vernacular.
All right, listeners, it is
until
time now
someone-
to start off this show with our favorite segment. Smegment. Oh my god.
Somebody's gonna be like,
smegma.
wait,
You know, smegma is the part of like the
No.
phlegm that's like kind of hard.
Did he say listeners or listen nerds? Because it's hitting my cerebellum and it's bouncing
It's gonna be like the
around.
Laurel Yanni thing.
I'm
This
not
class, I can't
sure
do it anymore.
If I'm not
totally the
sure what he
Laurel
said,
Yanni.
but it when it bounced into my eardrum, it just sort of ricocheted and it wasn't right.
Then there was some serotonin and some endorphins, and I liked it. So let's do that again. Oh,
Also,
God.
schmegmas.
Schmegmas.
We could do the schmegmas.
Our favorite schmegmas. You know, you smear them on the schmegels, and then you eat them with your seltzer.
And you blow up like a hot air balloon and you burp through it.
And then we have to clean the room where the fizzy lifting drink was.
You stole fizzy lifting drink.
Oh my god.
8 minutes, and we haven't started the
That's
show.
fine. Fucking Stinger. Just
Oh,
throw it all in there.
that's what I am. I'm just gonna have to be. Well, here it is. This is how we started. They got nothing
I'm
else.
gonna have another disclaimer. I'll have you know,
This is how
this
we.
entire stinger took place before we even started the episode. This is what I deal with.
Before I could get past, we got the introductions done, and then we fell apart.
Oh, we broke CJ again. Look, he's broken.
It's okay. It's a holiday weekend, people. We're a little crazy.
It's a 3-day weekend.
3 days.
If anyone's found my shit, could you let me know?
No, I'm not sure you'll be able to locate it for several days.
I mean, I don't know. It's a kind of a small closet, though, so who knows?
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. All right.
What's the teeth, the lips, the...
Another crook. All right. All right, listeners, let's start off with our favorite segment where we take a look at the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see what's affecting movies. God damn it!
It's like he knows he's getting away with something. He's like, this is my secret.
I can't.
No one's gonna
Can
know
someone
it.
help me, please?
And like he's just trying to get through it. He's like that. He's like when like one of your kids was like 7 or 8 and you told them a secret. Don't tell mom.
It's like at church when you tell a
What?
joke and you're not allowed to laugh.
And then mom's sitting there like, oh, he fucking knows something. What do you know that you're not saying? And he's like, nothing.
It's like when you find out the new slang word and you kind of slide it into a conversation in front of a teacher and hope that they don't notice.
Yeah, so I just I yeeted that across the hallway.
Did you just say yeet?
Oh yeah, did you yeeted it?
Yeet?
Did
You
yeet it good?
yeeted?
That's good.
All right, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Here we go. I got it. I'm not giggling already. Is that already giggling? This is going to be the longest podcast we've ever done.
Oh, it's good.
It's gonna be the all stinger episode because CJ just can't get his shit together.
Oh.
It's so hot in this closet. I just want to be
I need to step out for a moment.
Oh my god, I haven't laughed this hard in a while. All right. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do it. And if not, I'm gonna figure out a way to cut it so I can just do it.
I want you to stand up. I want you to shake all the silly out, CJ. Just shake it all out.
All right, listener, it is time. That's eating. Now my nose is snotty. It's not coming out right. All right, listeners, it is time for our favorite segment where we take a look at the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see what's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Whew. Consummate pro. Right there.
Only took 11 minutes.
So Adidas
You
is
could
celebrating
never be a stand-up comedian. You'd just be laughing at your own jokes the entire
dude, that's
time.
what I do in real life.
I know.